All right, thanks for making the Locked On Ole Miss podcast your first listen every day. We're free and available wherever you get your podcast, including YouTube. Please subscribe there. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team, Ole Miss, every day. Hi, I'm Stephen Willis, and I'm joined by special guest Maurice Davis, the recent commitment to the Ole Miss football class. How you doing, Maurice?
I'm doing good, feeling good.
Now you're getting ready for a senior season, and I'll just say this to everybody because I've broken down your video. I've looked at basically it in several different ways, but man, I mean this in the most polite, best way possible. You are a violent football player, man. Are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I hear you now.
Okay. You are a violent football player, and I mean the way that you play the game. Is it a situation to where coaches constantly have to tone down your aggression during the game?
Yes, sir. All the time. When I hit the quarterback after and stuff like that.
It's absolutely amazing to look at in whatever you're doing. Now, you're listed at 6'5", 210 pounds. Is that accurate?
It's 6'4", 210 pounds.
Okay, 6'4", 210 pounds. Now, are you the type player that gains weight fairly easy, or is the training table going to be a little bit of a work when you get to the next level?
Uh, I feel like once I get there in January, by the next summer, I should be at like 225.
Okay,
Yes,
outstanding.
sir.
Anyway, so why did you pick Ole Miss? What situation? Why did you choose Ole Miss in this scenario?
Because of the staff, we got Coach Joyner, Coach Spanos, and Coach Golden. Like all three of them, they done did like great things with players. And Coach Golden, he just left from Alabama with Will Anderson. So that's one. And Coach Joyner, he worked with some of my favorite NFL players before.
Okay, and
So
is, has Coach Joyner been the primary recruiter, or did Pete Golding like come onto the
Coach,
scene a little bit?
Coach Joyner,
Okay. Now, what was the recruiting pitch? What got your attention?
uh, I say the facility they finna get is getting a brand new facility on the 15th.
Okay.
So,
Did they mention what they would do with you?
sir.
Did they mention how they would handle you as a player?
Oh, yes, sir. I would be like a outside linebacker, rushing the passer, and still like dropping back, covering running backs and tight ends.
Okay, so they're recruiting you for what they call a jack position.
Yes, sir.
So when you play high school football, and oh, hey, correct me. I host another show with somebody from Georgia, but is it? It's not Albany, Georgia. It's like Albany, right?
Yeah, it's all been.
Albany. Okay. What is the football like in that area?
Oh, it's nothing but great football. Like it's just a lot of great players to be around. And that also you got Cocker, got it's a lot of schools. Cairo, Bainbridge, just a lot of tough schools down
Yeah, Georgia.
here. Yeah, that's
Tons
South
of great
Georgia.
football is played in Georgia. Yeah, but I just wasn't familiar with the Albany area. So, what do you expect
Yeah.
from college football moving up to play at Ole Miss? How do you expect that will be?
I definitely know it's gonna be way faster than high school ball. And the weight room, like it's gonna be different. I expect my body and to get used to the college ball.
Yeah, it should be quite phenomenal. So, if they're going to play you in the jack position and they want you to obviously get after the quarterback, are you expecting to get on the field early, or are you expecting to kind of develop a little bit? How was that sold to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I wanted to play early and like not be like no starter or nothing, but like get reps my freshman year.
Okay. And any particular player that you model your game after?
Uh, I like Chase Young and Michael Parsons.
Okay. Okay. And what about the games do you try to emulate from them?
Uh, Michael Parsons, the speed he has, and Chase Young, like the power he has.
Okay. Now, if you have a message to give Ole Miss fans about what you are going to bring on the scene, let them know real quick what type of player is Maurice Davis.
Uh, a disruptor.
That honestly, that is a pretty fantastic word, man. Disruptor is a fantastic word. Any other players that you are recruiting or have been in contact with that we should be paying attention to?
Yes, sir. My homeboy Devin Collier.
What's that name again?
Devin Collier. He from Lee County.
Okay. Um, Definitely pay attention to that. Are there any other players that you're involved in recruiting?
No,
I
sir.
know you're new. Yeah, I know you're new to the scene. So we have all that. I do want to say thank you very much, Maurice, for coming on the show and doing all doing this interview and everything. Is before we get out of here, how was your visit to USF? You were committed. You were recruited by Louisville. Talk about those two schools and what you saw.
USL, it was a vibe there. Like they had great coaches and stuff. Coach KP, he was D-line coach, and yeah, I like the coaches. They had just got Alabama. Tennessee offensive coordinator, Coach Golish, he a head coach at South Florida, and like the vibe out there, it was just outside of the school, it was crazy.
Hey, USF,
Louisville.
Tampa. Tampa's one of my favorite cities. It's like 50 miles down the road from me. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that lit in Tampa though. I like Tampa. And then the NIL opportunities. Louisville. I like the Louisville too. Louisville has some great coaches too that have had history and stuff that put dudes in the NFL, like Coach Hagan, that was my dude, and Coach Morris. He from the same shit I'm from. He was a coach there too, and that shit, it was a vibe too. Like the NIL opportunities there was definitely like. And then they had like a facility. It was a nice facility they had, and all the stuff they had in the weight room and stuff.
Did obviously Lane Kiffin and all that, if you're talking about it, they showed you like the exact renderings of what the new facility is going to look like, what you're coming into. What is something? How would you describe that facility once you saw those renderings?
It's like it should. It's definitely like a top facility. Like it's gonna be tough. Like the weight room going through it, but they was still constructing it. But they had like the worst Ole Miss and stuff. And like the locker room, it was crazy. Like, I seen a lot of stuff.
What's the coolest feature that they said was going to be in the new facility?
The coach's office. You can see from the coach's office. You can see like the indoor facility. Like all you got to do is walk to the window and you can see the indoor facility.
Okay.
And they got a balcony at the top too.
Okay, that's pretty neat. Yeah, they believe it or not, like way back whenever you were like 3 years old, I was the video coordinator and had an office in the Manning Center. And they've torn all that down for this new construction. So everything that I put together whenever I helped move into that building is gone now.
Yeah.
So, but that's the way facilities work, man. I do appreciate it, Maurice. Thank you for coming on the show, and best of luck to you during this coming football season and till you get to Ole Miss in January, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks for making the Locked On Ole Miss
Appreciate
podcast your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast, including YouTube. Anyway, thank you so much, Maurice, and we'll talk to you later, bud.